Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will cover lecture number 5, that is about principal stresses and maximum shear stress. Students, remember this lecture you can understood if you have revised previous few lectures about normal stress, derivation for normal stress and derivation for shear stress. So now we will find the maximum value for these. So principal stresses and maximum in plane shear stress. Since sigma x, sigma y and delta xy and tau xy are all constant, so from equation 9.1 and 9.2 that we have derived in the previous lecture, it can be seen that the magnitude of sigma x prime and tau x prime y prime only depend on the angle of inclination. So these things are constant, then value magnitude will only depend upon the angle of inclination of the plane on which these stresses acted. So if theta is changed, magnitude for transformed normal stress and shear stress will be changed. Second point, in engineering practice, it is often important to determine the orientation that causes the normal shear stress to be maximum and orientation that causes the shear stress to be a maximum. So in engineering, it is important to determine the orientation, the angle of plane of normal stress to be maximum and shear stress to be maximum. And in this lecture, we will consider each of these cases. Case number 1, in plane principal stresses. To determine the maximum minimum normal stresses, we will differentiate equation 9.1 with respect to theta and set the result equal to 0. Students, you have covered in FSC part 2 to find the maximum and minimum. What we have to do, we will differentiate the equation with respect to the independent variable and set the derivative equal to 0 to find the maximum minimum. So same thing we are applying here. This equation 9.1 we have derived in the previous lectures. We will differentiate this equation with respect to the theta, because theta is only changing. All the other parameters are constant that we have just discussed. So take the derivative of this equation 9.1, d over d theta sigma x prime is equal to d over d theta into sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau xy into sin 2 theta. So students, you can see in this term there is no involvement of theta, so this derivative of this term will be 0. So I have written here 0. And why I have written here 0? This is due to we have to set this equal to 0 to find the maximum minimum. That's why I have written here 0. There is no theta here, so it is 0. Now here this is constant, this is taken out, and derivative of cos 2 theta is equal to minus sin 2 theta into, for the derivative of this is 2, so I have multiplied by 2 plus tau xy into cos 2 theta into 2. Same, I have taken the derivative. So if you take this negative towards this side of the equation, so equation will be sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into 2 sin 2 theta is equal to tau xy into 2 cos 2 theta. So 2 has been cancelled out with each other, so angle will be tan theta is equal to tau xy over sigma x minus sigma y by 2. Here this angle theta now will be called as theta p for principal stress, because we have differentiated this equation with respect to theta, and this is for normal, and for maximum normal it is called as principal stress. Tan 2 theta p is equal to tau xy over sigma x minus sigma y by 2, and this is the orientation of principal plane, so this theta. The solution of this equation 9.4 will have two roots, obviously 2 theta p1 and 2 theta p2, and these will be 180 degree apart. So theta p1 and theta p2 will be 90 degree apart. to obtain the maximum minimum normal stress. So now we have just determined the plane, but what will be value of maximum and minimum normal stresses at this plane? What we will do, we will put the value of this theta in equation 9.1. so I have written here, to obtain the maximum minimum normal stresses are also called principal stress, we will put the value of angle theta p1 and theta p2 in equation 9.1. So to put the value of theta p, this is an convenient way, this is a convenient way to draw the triangle, and from this triangle, right angle triangle, find the value of cos 2 theta p and sin 2 theta p. So this tan 2 theta p says that the adjacent the front side will be tau xy, upper side, and this adjacent side will be denominator sigma x minus sigma y by 2. And if this is tau xy, this is sigma x minus sigma y by 2, by applying the Pythagoras theorem we will find the hypotenuse, and obviously that will be equal to square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. So from this triangle, this, because we are considering the positive case, so we are taking this only this triangle, sine 2 theta p and cos 2 theta p. Cos 2 theta p will be equal to adjacent side of the angle over hypotenuse. So adjacent side is sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into hypotenuse is square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square xy, and sin 2 theta p is equal to tau xy over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square. So these are the values for cos 2 theta p and sin 2 theta p. We will put these value in equation 9.1. So equation 9.1 says sigma x prime is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau xy into sin 2 theta. Students, equation 9.1 is coming so often that you can easily memorize this equation. Anyhow, by putting the value of cos 2 theta and sin 2 theta that we have just find out from the triangle, this will be for maximum minimum 1 and 2, 1 for maximum, 2 for minimum. Sigma 1 2 is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus minus for negative case. If we take this triangle is for negative case, so we are doing for just one case positive and just writing the negative along with it to summarize both of the equations. Plus minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into sigma x minus sigma y by 2 over square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square plus tau xy into sigma xy tau xy over square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square. These two nominators are common, so taking these two nominator common, equation will become sigma 1 or 2 is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square divided by square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square. So we can write this nominator as in this form by taking square root and multiplying with each other, make this whole degree 1 degree. Square root has 1 by 2 degree, you know, so 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, so it will be 1. So I have just split it here, and why I am splitting, to cancel out this term, the numerator and denominator. So sigma 1 2 will be equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square. And these stresses, these normal stresses that are maximum or minimum, will be called as principal stresses, and sigma 1 and sigma 2 are called principal stresses, maximum or minimum normal stresses are called principal, and the planes on which these principal stresses act are called as principal planes. So the plane, the orientation, the xy or 2D case making the plane will on which these principal stresses will act be called as principal planes. So what will happen if we put the value of these cos 2 theta p and sin 2 theta p in equation 9.2? Firstly, we have put in 9.1 to find the principal stresses, but if we put in 9.2, that is about shear stress, what will be the value of shear stress at these plane, at this orientation? So when we put here minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into sin 2 theta plus tau xy into cos 2 theta minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into similarly these sin 2 theta we have obtained from here this one. So we are just putting the values of sin 2 theta p and cos 2 theta p in equation 9.2. So put the value here, xy over square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square plus tau xy into sigma x minus sigma y by 2 or square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. So this is negative, this is positive, so these two terms will be cancelled out, and shear stress at these plane of maximum or minimum normal stress, also called as principal planes. So tau at principal plane will be 0. So you should remember clearly that no shear stress will act on principal plane. No shear stress will act on principal plane. I am again repeating, no shear stress will act on principal planes. So this is the element, 2D element, where sigma x, sigma y and tau xy has been shown here, and to find the maximum principal normal stresses, also called as principal stresses, so we have determined this theta p1 and plus 90 will be theta p2. So this x prime will be plane for x is for principal stress, and the value of stress will be sigma 1, the principal stress, and this will be sigma 2 will be minimum normal stress and also called as principal stress. So sigma 1 and sigma 2 are in plane principal stresses, and it is oriented at angle theta p1 and theta p2 from x-axis respectively. So our first case has been completed. Coming towards second case, that is maximum in plane shear stress. Previously we have find maximum normal stress. Now we are coming towards maximum shear stress. The orientation of the element that is subjected to maximum shear stress can be determined by taking the derivative of action 9.2. Similarly, as we have done in the previous case, taking theta and setting the result equal to 0. Tau x prime y prime is equal to minus sigma x minus sigma y 2 into sin 2 theta plus tau xy into cos 2 theta. Taking the derivative and setting it equal to 0 will give maximum or minimum value d over d theta into minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into sin 2 theta plus tau xy into cos theta. So these both terms have theta, so its derivative will be derivative of sine will be cos 2 theta into 2, and cos 2 theta is minus sin 2 theta into 2, and 2 will be cancelled out, it is common. So taking this negative at here, so it becomes positive tau xy into sin 2 theta is equal to minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into cos 2 theta. So tan 2 theta s, why I am writing here s, because it is for shear plane, theta s is equal to minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 over tau. Similarly, same thing written here in equation 9.6, tan 2 theta s is equal to minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 over tau xy, orientation of maximum in plane shear stress. Again, this is the angle, but what will be the value of maximum shear stress? We will put the value of this angle in the equation 9.2. So for that we will firstly construct a triangle, this triangle, to find the cos 2 theta and sin 2 theta. So this hypotenuse will be obviously square of this plus square of this side by applying the Pythagoras theorem. So cos 2 theta s is equal to tau xy over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus uh, tau xy square, and sin 2 theta s is equal to minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 over sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. Put these value in 9.2. So this is equation 9.2. We'll put the value of sin 2 theta, that is this one, and cos 2 theta, that is this one. Again, these denominators are common, we have taken this common. When this will be multiplied by this minus minus plus square plus and tau square, again splitting this whole term into two terms having the square root to cancel out the denominator with the numerator term. So end result will be tau maximum in plane is equal to sigma x minus sigma y by 2 square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy square, maximum in plane shear stress. This is called as maximum in plane shear stress. The root of 2 theta p for principal stress and 2 thetas or shear stress are 90-degree apart. If are 2 degree apart, if you look at these triangle, these are just opposite of each other, reciprocal of each other. If you look the theta, these are reciprocal to each other, so it's mean these two axes are at 90-degree. So these are at 90-degree apart. Seeing the root single theta p and theta s are 45-degree apart. Maximum shear stress result is meaning of this uh, expression of root is maximum shear stress must be oriented 45-degree from the position of element that is subjected to principal stress. So orientation between the principal stress plane of principal planes and plane of maximum shear stress will be 45-degree apart, and it is must for every case. Now previously we have determined the value of shear at principal plane, and that was 0. But what happened? The value for normal stress at plane of maximum shear stress. So maximum shear stress we have find here. What will be value for normal at this? So what we will do? Just we have calculated the thetas, these two theta, cos 2 theta and sin 2 theta. We will put the value in 9.1. So if you put here in 9.1, these will be cancelled out and this term will remain, and this is also called as sigma average. So sigma at tau max equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2, or sigma average is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2. This is average normal stress. Thank you, class.